I was on my way out here to the wall this morning, and I went back to the apartment to change my contact, and then this, and then I decided, no, don't do that, just go with what it was. And then I realized that there's a seed that speaks to a person. This is kept from us by a blockage, but there's actually a atzmutz of the Yehida that's like an embedded chip that actually speaks to you. It's not you, it's a foreign source. It's actually, we're going to call it a chip. One chip of a chocolate chip cookie. It's actually an embedded chip within you. That's the atzmutz level. Within your Yehida, your fifth level of the soul. That atzmutz level is actually the level of God. But wait till you hear this, gematria. If you do atzmutz Yehida, it's atzmutz, that's 606, and Yehida is 37, that's 643, plus 2 words, atzmutz and Yehida, and 1 for the whole term. This is conventional gematria. And that comes out to be 646. 646 is the name of Elohim. Elohim, when you use the final mem as 600, which is again conventional. So Elohim is 646, which is atzmutz Yehida. Now how could that be? Now how could it be that Elohim is the atzmutz Yehida? You see? And so the atzmutz Yehida is the Elohim. Now in the Zohar, they have it Bereshit bara Elohim. Remember from my previous video on how it's brought down in the Zohar, it said Bereshit created the Elohim. So this atzmutz Yehida is from the Bereshis. You see? The atzmutz Yehida is from the Bereshis itself. And the Elohim is the manifestation of the atzmutz Yehida and the Bereshis itself. And the Elohim is all feminine. It's the feminine explication. Remember, here's the weird thing about the word Elohim. It's a feminine word, Elah, with a masculine ending, with a masculine plural. That's, in a certain sense, brought down to us that Hashem, that the atzmutz is the only male. The Yud Hey Vav Hey, in a certain sense, is the only male, and then all the rest of creation is feminine, and that's the Elohim level. You see? So there's a really deep depth. There's a chip that's implanted in you. And that's how they've gotten these ideas of chips. You know, these are not taco chips. Well, maybe they are. They're not potato chips. They're chips. And so that's what we actually have here. Now today, another thing happened to me. I felt awful this morning. Remember, I have a hernia for 18 years, and my consciousness is now changed. I put on a hernia belt, and as you can see, I feel a little bit better. How can a hernia belt straighten me up and straighten my consciousness? One little simple thing that comes from the chip. It doesn't come from me. I took myself out of it. Another thing that I'm working on today is an Aikido principle of balancing the right hand and balancing the left hand. You see, I do this in tennis, where I do with the left hand, and I think left hand forehand will be the tennis of the future. No two-handed backhand or no one-handed backhand. But the real secret of all this, and I'm just going to throw this out, and then we'll talk about it. The real secret of this is not right hand or left hand, but it's to establish the center, what they call the Yad Ramah, the center hand, but we now call in modern society the core. And what I like to do is talk about Johnny Appleseed. And since I'm talking about the chip and the seed and the essence, the essence in the heat has the chip, and it's the seed itself within the potency within the seed. And that's Johnny Appleseed, you see? And what's the secret of Johnny Appleseed? It's that he developed his core of his apple. The apple has a core. Living in the big apple, one has to establish his core. How do you establish a core? It's to have a balance with the left and the right. It's not the left. Oh, he's got a good left, or he goes left in basketball. Oh, he can hook shot with his left. No, it's that the core, the center, can then take the right or the left at its own will. Once the core is established, the belly button, the core, the groin, the stomach, the back at the tailbone. Once the core is established, then the left and right have no problem being manifested. And it's without thought. So establish a balance between the right and the left so that the core can open up. And that's what I was taught by Johnny Appleseed.